Oh, YouTube cough. Welcome everybody. Now, I will say, if, hey Niels, how you doing? I've got a mild bout of man disease, a cold basically. It just means, well, I haven't really got a cold, I just got a little bit of a cough and stuff like that. So if I croak and stuff like that, I have got my YTD next to me, just in case needs must. But yeah, I've got my microphone, as you can see, underneath this. So if there is a muffle, if it gets become a bit of a problem, I'll just pull it through. Just let me know. If it becomes a bit of a pain in the backside when it comes to, yeah. Oh, Niels, you are still on my moderating list. There you go. You're my managing moderator. So if you do manage to find that link, you're still on there. There you go. Oh, dearie me. Busy week. God. Oh yeah, man flu. Well, just a cough, that's all. But apologies, it's going to make some noise. But right, so we're going to wait until to get people on. Obviously, this is not. I normally put a post out, basically. Hi John, hope you're well. Normally I put a post out earlier on and just to let everybody know that I'm going to be doing one. But I'll be honest, I completely forgot. And say, but completely forgot. I've been busy, and yeah, I was up early in the morning. My little daughter does not like sleeping through at the moment. She's got a little cough as well. That's where I think I've got it from. Yeah. Can't wait for the new videos. Good. Yeah, I can't wait for the new videos either. I've been busy for the last couple of weeks, and that's kept me out of it completely. And so, yeah, back to normal now. So I've got a video, which probably the most exciting one of the lot is that most impressive gain from a driver lesson to date, and basically the gain that it amazes me. It never ceases to amaze me in that sense. Just how common being inefficient with golf clubs are. Driver is one of them. Like the comparison between the generations could go even further back in time if possible. Niels, if I can find a golf club that's gone that far back in time, I'd more than happily do it. I keep all my golf equipment, but unfortunately I've only got golf equipment really. It goes back 20 years or so, so excuse me. I'm going to be doing this for a while. So live stream today is not going to be a massively long one. What it will be though, it'll be about an hour, I think, possibly, just to sort of give everyone a chance to say hello, chance to put their 2 pence in when it comes to what they would like to see video-wise, talk about different things, obviously any kind of questions and answers that people would like me to go through, and then, yeah, fingers crossed we can, what we got would be fun to combine with the main marketing message of the day for each iron. Yeah, yeah, there's quite a few times that marketing is there for a reason. Obviously, this marketing there is to sort of make sure that the companies sell golf clubs. If they didn't sell golf clubs, then, well, I guess there wouldn't be so many marketing or manufacturers out there to give everybody the joy of testing their equipment. Now, is there a lot of equipment out there? Absolutely there is. But again, there's a lot of golfers, and it's been a growing market. Question now so much, but it definitely was a growing market after and kind of the back end of COVID, definitely. So it will be it'll be interesting to see how the manufacturers go on as time goes on. So I do have a question to pose, and it's possibly best if I flip over to the other view. What have we got? So I just want to keep an eye on viewers and stuff like that, because I will ask a question. Now, this top that I've got on, you'll have to give me your own opinion on this, because, yeah, I mean, it's a hoodie, yeah, but it is a golf hoodie, and you can tell me what you think. So tell you what we'll do, we'll flick over, if I can, transition, there we go. Right, so I will move my backside over here, and then if I push it this way, whacking the table, not a good idea, so I can get over here. As you can see, hoodie, Right, there you go. So I'm not used to wearing a hoodie. I'm down with the kids today, as you can see. What is it? That or whatever, doesn't matter. Yeah, so this is it, effectively that. What do you think? It might be a bit blurry, the sound might be a little bit fuzzy because I've got the microphone underneath my top, and if there is muffling, then by all means say, and I will take it out and I'll put it on top of this one. But what do you honestly think of the hood idea? Now we've slowly migrated to this idea of understanding these shoes things, right? So shoes now are much more like trainers than they ever used to be. Now, well, they're like these. So spikes are a thing of the past. Not so much in winter time, but definitely summertime. It's difficult sometimes to actually go and play golf around the golf where it's even seeing a set of spikes. But what do you think of this? Different, isn't it? It is different. People are going to have to give their opinion on getting here, what they think. We'll do this throughout the live stream. I mean, I like it. I mean, not we've run it. It's nice and warm. I'm not quite sure what's going on with this. Mike Jackson says I'm good with the hood. Winter dress rules should be relaxed. Yeah, hoodie, let it rip, potato chip. Brandon, that's a great saying. I've never heard let it rip, potato chip. I heard get in the hole and all these ones, but yeah, that's a new one. I like that. That's probably my favourite of today so far, absolutely. So yeah, what do you think of the hood? I'm in two minds. I've got, now here's a question for everybody. Oh, hang on, move. Right, do you think it makes a difference in colour? I don't know, not quite sure that is. It's comfy, really is comfy, but I'm not quite sure if I'm absolutely completely sold on the hoodie yet. But again, I've done that with many things, and I've changed my mind as time's gone on. So there you go. Right, so we have Sherry in the put the hood up. Yeah, that would require, unfortunately, me. Oh my word. No, hoodies is just a no from my side of the golf course, on the golf course. So what happens if I did this? Do I look like I'm about to like rob somebody? Or do I? Or would you think the look, right, would actually be this? Would you think the look is going to be this? I'm going to do a little bit of a transformation. Right, you'll have to bear with me on this. I'm not saying that I'm going to set the trend. What do you think? Ready to rob someone for sure. There you go. I reckon this could be growing. This could be a growing look. No, it's not. No, it's not a growing look at all. There you go. It's like Superman. Many changes in one. Right. Back to that. Yeah, so everyone think about what do you think? Like the dark colour better? Golf Addict says I like the dark colour better. I do. Only the fact that I have noticed, especially filming, is that the camera, well, they say adds £10, £20, however much it will be. I look fatter on camera than I do in person. So every single time I put like white clothes on, it makes me look even fatter than I am, and I'm not really that fat at all, considering that I'm not young anymore. No, so yeah, I think when it comes to dark, I think I'm roping the head like that. Look at that. I'm not quite sure I'm going to be. No. Let me know if it's muffling the microphone. If it's muffling because it's underneath my top. If it is underneath my top and it's causing people for the ears to bleed, then let me know. I just think it's quite a cool little thing. There you go. So that's the spring summer 23 is starting to come through. So I thought what I would do is I've got a top on underneath as well. If people's eyes bleed with the look of my hoodie, I will take the hoodie off. Sound is fine. Could be good for the rain. I think it could well be. Even though Don, hello Don, hope you're well. I think with the hoodie though, I'm not quite certain this is the look you want to see on a golf course. I mean, we're all getting older, and find a green hoodie and you can remove the whole body through green screen magic. 0 pounds added, all pounds removed. That's a great idea. I mean, years ago on my old live streams, I used to green screen chroma key it, and so it used to look like I was at the range when I wasn't. Yeah, God, I just want to make sure. I'm just paranoid about my microphone underneath there. So, but there you go. I do think off the golf course, I actually quite like the hood thing. I mean, I don't like the look of the hood because it makes me feel like I'm about to rob someone. That's not a good look on the golf course. I kind of agree. It's kind of a good look for antisocial behaviour, and no. I mean, I actually quite like. I do. It's comfy. It really is comfy. It fits quite nicely. I mean, it's one good thing about what I have found when it comes to Mizuno fit is that it's fairly decent fit. It's not mega baggy and stuff like that. So yeah, it's quite nice. But there's certain rules that I would like to be adhered to when it comes to dress code. Others, not so much. I cannot certainly get an ASBO wearing that. You are right, and I think I possibly would do. I have thought, for a bit of fun, to go on the local golf course and see what they say, or just walk in to the committee and go, "What do you think, guys?" Do I get the thumbs up? I don't think I would. But yeah, there you go. So that is the breaking news on the apparel front. SS23 has started to come through. I have GolfNut. Do these pants make my butt look fat? Never answer that question if your wife asks. The problem is I'm honest, and I've always been honest, and I've got myself in trouble many a time being honest. But the good thing is my wife does know that I am honest, and I will just say it. And I don't mean anything by it, well, apart from the truth. But I have no weighting towards any form of negativity with whatever I say. Whatever I say is just what I feel, and but that also works the other way as well. So I think if she looks good in something, I will also say as well. But yeah, well, because I don't ask a question unless you're prepared for the answer. And if you're going to ask that loaded question anyway, well, you're going to get an answer which you either is going to be, let's face it, it's either going to be absolutely false, and you just go, no darling, you don't look fat in that at all. When you're thinking, just wear something different. Well, that's not going to do any, because then she's going to go out like that. I mean, colour makes a big difference. When I'm in here, I've noticed when I'm wearing black, I look smaller than I wear white. Niels for scissors to remove the hoodie off the off. Do you reckon? Niels has taken an instant dislike to the hood. I can remember watching something. When was it? It was Mark Crossfield stuff. And the first day that I saw him wear a hood, I thought to myself, oh my word, that's tragic. That is like so trying to keep down with the kids or whatever it is. And now I'm finding myself wearing one. I just thought, it came through today and I thought I'd give it a try. It's really comfy. So from just a physical thing, it's really comfy. Really, really is. But I'm not sure of the hood. It's really lovely around your neck. Patrick Howard, in regards to lie angle, Patrick is now followed up. Dave Parry, look into building a sim room. Any advice? Thanks. Yes, Dave, there's plenty of advice. Start rattling off some ideas, some questions, some thoughts, and I'm more than happy to sort of go into it, because one of my offshoots is consulting for simulator things like this. So there is many an answer and a question to be had. So Don said, did an iron fit in last week? With a smiley face. Go on, Don. Give us the danger, give us the background, give us what's going on, and give us the lowdown on how it went. What was the results and stuff like that. Patrick, back to the lie angle question. I currently play 718 AP2s. When I perform a lie angle test, it shows I need to bend upright 2 degrees. My first question from the first part of your statement was, or comment, stroke question, how was that lie angle test performed? Using what form of test? I lift the handle at impact. I have the 8 to pitching wedge bent flatter, actually to 62 degrees, which gives me a neutral flight with all my other irons, 3 to 6. I play with an open face, a smidge, to get a straight to baby draw. I play with face open a smidge. Will mean path must be much more from the inside of that. So you must be talking face to target, not face to path orientation. Yep. Would the stock Mizunos be better for me with factory flatter lies? Right. Okay. So when it comes to Pat, how is your what's your handicap? What's your ability to hit? So when it comes to lie angle fitting, this is where people need to understand there's a slight difference, and depending on where you go, some places you'll get only one type of fit, other places you'll go another type of fit, and never a blend of two. I haven't found many places that blend a lie angle fitting in the way that it should be done. So you always lie angle fit an individual based on their ability to hit the small ball first, not the big ball, as in you want them to hit the golf ball, not the ground. If anyone hits the ground a load, now I'm not talking about the odd one shot out of 40, 20, doesn't matter, it's an outlier. I'm talking about the vast majority, well, I'll say vast majority. There is a pattern of ground interaction for the golf ball. Then you need lie as close to zero as you possibly can, because there is a reason why manufacturers put bounce into golf clubs, and that is to give the golfer a little bit of free help with that contact patch resisting digging into the ground, to give you a chance to get to the golf ball and blah, blah, blah. That only works, so that works when it comes to people which aren't very good at hitting ball first. When it comes to the vast majority of good golfers which do hit the small ball first, you then fit through trajectory. As long as you hit the small ball first, you are fitting through trajectory. And then that can then also blend, yes, depending on the type of golfer you are, how your ground interaction pattern goes, and then obviously what you need when it comes to different. So as you say, you have other ones flattened, etc., to meet your trajectory needs. Some people are absolutely going crazy on the chat now, so I'm going to have to flick over to my other screen. There we go, and I'll get back to, so Dave, I'm looking for Dave to, yeah, Dave's just popped another question out here. So, Mike Jackson, I'm on the verge of spending on a plain swing golf aid. Any thoughts? Plain swing golf aid. I must admit, I'll be honest, I am not in golf aid training aid. Oh, like a cheap explainer, effectively, a cheap one. But I mean, again, it's the same thing. It's one of those round hula hoop type things where you run. Right, so I'll get that off now. So basically, my view on those type of things, they can be brilliant. They can really be brilliant. So to understand, to gain the individual an understanding of what correct plane is. I hate plane, by the way. I cannot stand it. I don't think plane should exist. I think it should be, everyone does things differently, depending if you're on a one plane swing or not, and so many different reasons. But I would say that if you're going to get one of those and you're looking to gain what that will give you, brilliant. They're really, really good. And yeah, there's so many good reasons why people could do really well spending time on a explainer or plain swing, plain swing, whatever they want to call it. Yeah, good. Do like it. Don, so was fitted into Miura MC502s with a heavier plus 10 gram shaft. I am shaft sensitive. Most people are, Don. Don't be surprised and don't feel a little bit aggrieved at the fact that you are shaft sensitive. Many people are. So I hope I've answered Pat's question a little bit. So lie was checked with a ball and marker. Was that your test, Pat? Did you test it? You didn't go somewhere and they tested it like that, did they? I hope not. When you're doing it with golf ball and marker, it's okay. It will show you if there's a distinct, whoa, like that's terrible. For a bit more scientific measurement, yeah, you do need head measuring tech to do it properly. Golf Addict, anyone interested in Restriction Q-Star Tour Divide balls? Golf Town has them on for 26 Canadian a dozen, so 1950 US. Love the orange and yellow combo for some reason, feel and look. I'll be honest, I actually quite like them as well. I like the fact they're a bit funky. Do they do anything, I mean, I suppose depending on if you're chipping with them, I like, as you can see, they rotate backwards because obviously the distinct bifurcation of the colours. I do like that. Don says, Acra Ice Steel Green. If it fits, Don. You know my thing on shafts. I don't care how much it is. Don't care how cheap it is. I don't care what it is or what it doesn't do. All I care is it fits and you get exactly what you want for it. Anyone who turns around and says, oh, add these shafts and add these shafts, do you know what? They may cost £1,000 extra. And they might be the best thing since sliced bread for you. You put that exact same shaft, the best thing since sliced bread, and costs £1,000 extra into the hands of someone else who doesn't need them, and they're just £1,000 pile of paperweights. So yeah, John, been watching Rory on the range at the Masters with what appears to be a quad. Yes, in front of him and TrackMan down the line. Why would he be using both? Aha, very, 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 very good question, John. Well done for asking that, because it's something that's happening far more now as time goes on, where it used to be, well, nothing. Then it used to be TrackMan. Then the odd quad used to pop in, and because of the distinct advantages quad has, and quad is, oh, hang on, there, you kind of, yeah, there you go, that's quad down there. Quad has a distinct advantage when it comes to physically measuring head, physically measuring what you're doing to the golf ball, where TrackMan has disadvantages in certain areas. However, quad has barometrics, yes it does, so it understands the air pressure, understands the temperature and stuff like that, but it also doesn't understand atmospherics. When I say that, wind, and what wind does to flight, etc. So he's using the TrackMan there for actuals. What happens when he's firing into a 10-mile-an-hour wind? What happens when he's doing this? What happens doing that? And that number will change on every single day, even in the morning and afternoon, because of physical everything else. The quad will pick up certain things, but the quad does not pick up wind. So the quad will give an understanding of exactly how far he's hitting that golf ball should there be no wind. And if he's got a constant wind, he can see how far it's going. You measure the difference between the two. There's many, many different reasons as well. You can actually see when it comes to the quad much better his physical club head dynamics. But yeah, those are very good reasons why tour pros that can afford it use TrackMan and quad, definitely. Right, so Patrick Howard, fitter at Golf Galaxy. Right. Right, okay, so let me just focus on that. Sorry, everybody. I'm gonna go off on one. It's my turn to go off on one. I apologise now. Yeah, but I will, sorry. Right, there's a golf ball. And yeah, there you go. We'll do it on this camera here. Right, so as long as I can get it right, there's a golf ball. Whoa, there you go, right? And so we've got that line. Doesn't matter. I mean, obviously other golf ball manufacturers have larger lines. You can draw lines if you want yourself. Yeah, and I do. When it comes to my putting ones, I have a bigger line because I just like the look of a line, which is good. And then of course you line it up. Now, you can do this in a lie angle situation. So you put this ball on the ground with that line that you just use marker pen, yeah, and you stick it on the ground. You stick it like this. So you on here, on the, oh, God, it's my knees, cracking. You stick that line vertical, up like that, yeah. Now, the only problem is, now unless you're going to get some kind of measuring for like equipment to be able to get that line bolt upright. Remember, when we're talking about a tweak of your equipment, we're talking about 1, 2, 3 degrees. Well, from a vertical standpoint, that's not a lot, and especially this line isn't that long. So the longer something is, the longer the line, any degree off left and right is more visible because it starts to wander off from perfectly upright. It starts to wander off more because obviously the line is longer. On a line which is so ridiculously small, because a golf ball's like what, 46 millimeters or whatever it is from top to bottom. I don't know, anyone down there, typey. Google it first. The chances of that fitter getting that line perfectly upright for you to hit it, oh, dear me. No, that's not how we should be doing lie angle, people. That's definitely not how we should be doing lie. Sorry about that. Soapbox moment. Right, let's go flick back over to my other screen so I can see. Right, where were we? So, yeah, Dave says, where should I spend the majority of my money? On the sim itself or the projector screen, PC, etc.? Right, so, Dave, Mr. Parry. It comes down to a few different things. Now, when it comes to, if you look at, say, a build such as this, yeah, let's assume for the moment, you have your own box, basement, garage, purpose-built something, doesn't matter, it's a unit, you're attached to a golf course or a massive shed, anything like that, doesn't matter, you've got your own box. So then you've got to spend it in a way, I mean, obviously that quad down there cost around about £24,000. A lot of money, yeah. So if you go from Foresight, again, there's a link on my normal videos. So if you want to go buy anything from Foresight, if you use that link, I get an affiliation. Thank you very much. So anyone, by all means, pop down there and buy what you want. So yeah, it's 24 grand's a lot of money when it comes to that, but when it comes to a sim, if you're looking only just for fun, like playing FSX, yeah, or the golf club, or GS Pro, or anything else like that, you don't need a £24,000 piece of kit. If you want a Foresight thing, I'd probably go GC3. It gives you 1-dot data, and it gives you all the ball data you'll ever need, as good as a quad, and it's distinctly cheaper. There is a rumour, and it is not going to be a rumour, it's going to be a true thing, that they're going to be offering ball only GC3 soon for even less money, with the option to possibly turn it on later at, if you want to, for like an extra fee in the future. And of course they'll do deals on that, so yeah. The whole, what? I've just seen my name. Jason Smith, do you have favourite golf books? That's not me. That's another person called Jason Smith. Of course there will be. Anyway, I don't like my name Jason. I go by Jay. I can't stand Jason. Anyone who calls me Jason, even on an email, I have this tendency not to reply to them. And I don't know why. I just get instantly like that. So anyone who's like the utilities companies or anything else like that, just don't call me Jason. Doesn't matter. Anyway, so yeah, you've got loads of different routes. It depends if you want to go 4K. If you want to go 4K, you're talking about expensive when it comes to projectors. If you go, depends what screen resolution and screen ratio that you want to go. There's loads and loads of questions. By all means, Dave, Jason Smith, that's hilarious. I live in Nova Scotia, Canada. I live a little bit further away than that. 3,500 miles. I ain't got a clue. I'm not very good at geography, but a long way. It would take me a long time to swim there, put that way. So yes, when it comes to Dave, keep writing things in there and I'll pick up and I will just, yeah, keep on. So Patrick has said, what is Patrick? Patrick, I just adjust them, give me the correct ball flight. Okay, so we're talking your ball, small ball first, then big ball. Yeah, in that case, then you would use lie angle purely to change trajectory. Patrick Howard, 50, 54, 60 are standard Titleist lies and play a 5-yard fade with all of them, 120, 50, 54, 110, 60, 95. I just found it odd that wedges leak right as they should with the flat lie, but my short. And then probably go, my short irons were all hooking, so I bent them flat and now they're straight. Yeah, so something weird. No, it's just that if you're deliverer of the golf ball and you're hit the golf club, and then you hit the golf ball first, and then you just bend your golf clubs to suit what you require. That's what a Tour Pro does. They're not messing around trying to get lie zero because they're trying to protect against the miss that you have with ground or turf interaction. They hit ball first anyway, so they haven't got to worry about the odd. Yeah, so Don says, also hit P770 Mizuno 923 Tour, 923 Forge, MP223, and with different steel shaft and even a couple of graphite shafts. Our career was very stable, didn't find it heavy in regard to my dynamic gold. Yeah, dynamic gold, depending which one it is, they've always got like a bend profile, which is quite unique, a dynamic gold bend profile. Again, if you found it a winner and you're happy and you've hit that many golf clubs, you weren't tired and anything like this, then and you've got exactly what you want, Don, winner. Richard says, Richard Bicker, lowest point of swing relative to ball, inches ahead or behind. It's important and only on TrackMan, as far as I know. Right. Measuring like the low point or your arc, the lowest point of your arc, it's largely, I wouldn't say it's largely irrelevant, it's very relevant, but knowing exactly where that is isn't necessarily relevant. All I need to know is my strike point and how many degrees angle of attack I am. You can make the assessment of what's going on after that. Okay, would it be nice to, suppose, have it? I don't know, it'd be nice to see some other number, and yeah, I mean, the more information the better. Do you distinctly need it when you've got angle attack and you've got strike data, which you don't really get when it comes to TrackMan, then why not? If you've got it, why not? But I mean, it's not something that I would, if it was offered tomorrow on Foresight, would it be something that I would absolutely go to all the time when I've already got that information anyway? Yeah, it's not bad to have, I guess. Yeah. MK, hi Jay, looking forward to the Masters. Have a nice eve. Big fan. Well, big fan of this or big fan of the Masters? Don, if it was more than 2 hours, good, Don. Glad you enjoyed yourself, because a fitting can last. I mean, I'm terrible for timekeeping. My fittings always go on for a while. Jay's turned around and says, do you have any favourite golf books? I don't read. I read my phone and I read questions. I've done a lot of reading in my time. I've fed up with reading paper stuff. Lee Clements, hello Lee. Have played with the new Shot Scope watch. Have played with the new, as in you have, or have I? If you have, what do you think? I'm not a great fan of GPS watches, generally speaking, but you give me your lowdown on what you think. Richard Bigar, isn't square footage fairly pricey in the UK? Square footage for what? Sorry, you're answering something which I said in the past, of which I can't remember. Isn't square footage fairly pricey in the UK? As in what, to build something? Yes. Richard, I can't imagine co-located neighbours would be too thrilled with your whacking golf balls at all hours of the day. Yeah, I mean, when it comes to, depend on what you've got. So, I mean, some people have got units, some people have got garages, some people have got basements, some people, so when it comes to like Dave's question about building one, if he wants to build one, if he's got something in his own house, if he's got something in like the garage, if he's got a site off-site to his of his home, whether it be I mean at the moment I'm just doing a little bit of consultation work on someone who's got a unit and he's putting a mezzanine floor. He's got a mezzanine floor already and he's put it in there. There are so many different places that you can make one of these, whether it's attached to your business, whether it's at your place of work. There's so many different ways and means that you can do it. So, but I mean, yeah, when it comes to, for the people that are going to be building a purpose-built golf studio at their home, then yes, I would strongly advise speaking to your neighbours just to make sure they'll be okay with it, because obviously there is a potential noise. Now, of course, you can avert that problem with sound insulation, etc. Of course, you can do, but yeah, I mean, just be open. Don says, as a dessert, I tried artisan. Oh, yeah, as a dessert, with BGT ZNE shafts. Don liked them. I'm glad you did, Don. Very, very stable, all shots on the line, TrackMan. Yeah. Jason Smith. I'm going to have to call you Jay, mate, because I can't see Jason. I can't keep saying my own name, and God, I hate my own name. I watched your videos, never really put two and two together. You must be super popular too. Well, good names. Yeah, definitely good names, Jay, definitely. Don Geek, very happy. Good, that's all we can ask for, anyone. Lee Clement say, hi Jay, got fitted on MP20 and love the feel. However, I shoot ball high with loads of spin. Would it be down to the fitting or could be my swing? Lee, how much are we talking? Give me a number to ascertain what kind of measure we're talking about when it comes to hit it too high with too much spin. If you've got some information, just pop it through. I need to know your club head speed, I need to know your peak height, and I need to know what spin you create for a 7-iron. For MP20, obviously I know the loft of it. Turk Hollinger, hello Turk, hope you're doing well. Hey GolfNut, well, AskGolfNut. For someone still in the beginning stages of golf, what's a good brand to have? Was thinking Ping, you can't go wrong. There you go. Ping have got an amazing ability for doing one thing when it comes to, as a general rule. Their woods are amazing, they always have been. They've always been really, really good when it comes to their ability to be very forgiving. They're not the longest, absolutely not the longest. Who's messaging me now? Ah, Mr. Higgs is messaging me. Hello H, how you doing? Okay, I'm not going to read that one out. It's a personal message about him, so obviously he doesn't want his personal life spread all over the world's YouTube to listen to. But I'll speak to you soon, Dave, so bear with me. Yeah, so Ping have got this amazing thing, obviously being very, very forgiving when it comes to the longest, but they don't care about being the longest. They want to be the longest overall, because obviously you take your misses into account as well. When you go to many fitters just look at all your good ones, one of 50. Well, yeah, what be the other 49? They're just equally as important. But also for the when it comes to G range, for the vast majority of golf clubs, when it comes to Ping, they've got their little notch at the back, which means you can bend the living daylights out of those heads, lie and loft-wise, to suit whatever kind of weird, wacko, or wonderful swing you have, and it will bend around and keep bending to suit you as you progress and as you evolve. So they are exceptionally good. So as a yes, possibly Ping, you may not be too far off. Neil L, good evening. Hello, good evening, Neil. Hope you're doing very, very well. Most deadly geist are apparently in the minority, pulling for a live golfer to win the weekend to melt some PGA fans. Yeah, that'd be funny, wouldn't it? Can you imagine that? Oh, the internet would go mental if a live golfer ever dared to win the Masters. It's good for golf. I mean, it's just good for golf, getting it on the headlines, regardless of what people's personal views on certain things. And they're valid. Don't get me wrong, they are valid. Whatever anyone's got a gripe with Live and PGA, they're valid in themselves. But it's just a case of, yeah, it would be good for golf just to get constant up on the old headlines. But yeah, Dave Parry, looking at the GC3, yeah, to be honest, got around 13K for the whole sim project. So if you need to go ball only, I think it's talking about 6 grand, I think, possibly something like that. So you've got 7 grand left. And if you're talking about you've got the shell, if you've got the shell, so you need to buy everything in 7 grand, is that right? Am I right, Dave, on that? I'm not quite sure. He's just retracted the comment, so I've just read it just in time. MK, big fan of this, Jay. MK, a very, very well-known maker of sockets, electrical outlets in the UK. I'm a big fan of this too. That's why I keep on doing it, regardless. I haven't had a YTD yet. I'm gonna have a YouTube drink. Hang on. Oh, update. It's that. It's a berry blast. Yep, there you go. It's yeah. I'm a little bit under the weather, so I'm trying not to cough and stuff. So a constant stream of YTD YouTube drink is what is required. So next. Cheers, we'll be back with data. Thanks for all the great info. Lee, always happy to help. Hope you're well as well. So Neil says, hiya Jay. Can you explain to a newbie such as me why I might find the 3 or 5 ping woods nice to line up, but the hybrid feels alien and my hand feel about a foot forward? And my hand feel about a foot forward. You have to sort of, yeah. Break that down into, there's, when it comes to golf clubs sitting down nicely, I mean, there's certain golf clubs which I will test. I mean, I've got over, I mean, if I flick over screens very, very quickly, on the top right hand side screen, I've got my bag, my medium, or in the middle bag. I've run out of space, is the fact that I've got the TSR drivers there. So 1, 2 and 3 to test. And so I need to do that. So I was thinking about doing a review for those fairly soon. Well, very soon, as in this week, most probably do all the data and then do all the filming work for it, most probably this week. And then I just need to edit the living daylights out of it because there's always loads of editing. The bit which people never actually appreciate just how long my videos especially take, because obviously of all the hitting that I do and the data collection that I do. So yeah, that's why it's always a little bit difficult for me. But yeah, that's what I want to do. Patrick was thinking of trying the Ping i230s. Yeah, I've got the head over here. Hearing with the weighted toe and longer blade length, they are kind of neutral flighted irons in comparison to T100S. What do you think? Hit T100S. A lovely weapon of choice. It is such a lovely thing. Now, obviously, I need to get hold of Titleist if I can and see if I can try and get hold of their irons to test, because it's something that loads of people really want. Excuse me. I might actually, so my fairly local golf club, Bury Snedman's Golf Club, they've got the Titleist irons. And I did notice on Instagram, the head pro there followed me on Instagram. So in that sense, I will probably reach out to him and see if I can borrow them and see if I can do a review, and then obviously comparison reviews and stuff like that. So leave that one with me and see if I can get a hold of that one. But yeah, what do I prefer from i230 to T100S? I probably prefer the looks of T100S. It is a bit more of a true, it's a lovely looking golf club. The i230 is nice, but it's still a Ping. And no disrespect to Ping at all. I love Ping. I really love Ping for all the things they've done when it comes to handicap golfers. Brilliant. The most forgiving manufacturer, hands down, in their design and how they think about things. Their customer support when it comes to it is the best out there. How they make money and certain things they do is beyond me. But they're really, really good. But when it comes to looks, I think I'd go T100S. Feel, oh, they're exactly the same. They really are really exactly the same. Forgiveness, I'd go i230. And what else is there? Performance, they do exactly what they should do. There's nothing else in there when it comes to that. They just do exactly what they do. XX, is that 2 kisses for me? Not quite sure. For those of us that hit the ball sideways, hang on. Does that mean like that? No? Don't know. Probably doesn't mean that. I've probably got the wrong end of the stick. But no, I do what you mean. I do know what you mean. I'm joking. For those who hit the ball sideways, does higher spin balls mean it goes further offline? No. Meaning I am better off playing a non-high spin ball? No. For people that misconstrued, actually a lower spin profile can exaggerate tilt axis. So it's not saying like, so in the old days of where you had the Balata golf balls that used to spin like mental, it doesn't mean they go further offline or anything else like that. It can actually mean that lower spin golf balls actually go, because we're talking about much so how the aerodynamics interact with the air. I won't go into it, it'll bore the living pants off people, but it doesn't necessarily mean that, no. It doesn't. Neil L says, at Turk Hollinger, newbie here, ping one me over, very happy. Good. The ping are brilliant when it comes to that because you can bend the living daylights out of them, left, right, centre, like lie, loft. They're really very, very good at what they do. Turk says, thanks Neil L. See, a very, very happy and very helpful community we have. Dave Parry says, yes, I have a good sized room. Okay, so you've got a room already and you've got £7 to get the rest done. So that means we've got to buy a projector. It will not be a 4K projector. We've got to buy a screen. I wouldn't skimp on the screen. It's very difficult though in the UK to get very, very good quality screens at a decent price. The one I've got here is a blooming good screen. It's a Coles premium screen. It's very difficult to get into the UK. When it comes to, there's other ones that do exactly the same, or within reason exactly the same as that. The difference is they're more expensive, so yeah. Then you've got flooring. Then you've got what kind of PC you're going to run. I mean, I'm assuming, am I right saying, Dave, that this build, you have to buy a PC, which is sitting by the side of me here. Hopefully you can't hear it. But I'm assuming you haven't, have you got a PC or not? Because that will change things quite a bit. Spike Frugal Fix Golfer. Good day to you, sir. In late, but here. Always welcome, no matter what time. Have you some Armour tea here to send? No, I haven't actually. I've got the, where is it? I got some, yeah, where is it? I wrote some stuff down. Yeah, but I've got some more clothes coming today. Obviously this, well, there you go. Just in case people, what have we got? So we've got a few viewers watching. I'm going to ask everybody now. So there's some people that obviously saw this at the very start. You can see what I'm wearing now. I need you guys to put in your comment about what do you think of this. Now, say what you want. I mean, I'm not going to get offended. Obviously, we're doing this in a way, obviously, it's respectful and funny and stuff like that. So don't swear and stuff. But what do you think? Playing golf like this, what do you think? I'll scroll up a little bit. So, I'm going to put this down. Apologies if I'm scruffing over the microphone because it's underneath my top. Paul Wilson goes, no. Still no. Don's saying still no. Don't blame. No need to get the PC. No need to get the PC too. Okay, Dave, right, okay. Okay, Dave, I'll get back to you very, very quickly because I've got some other ones that I may need to make sure that I get to. Mike Jackson says, I've been making good ground on basic technique the last year. I haven't quite yet built the right awareness on wrist, feel through the, and after impact for consistency. Any tips would be great. Yes, to be sent. I mean, what you need to, excuse me, YouTube cough. When it comes to wrist angles, now wrist angles, if you apply poor wrist angles, they can absolutely cause just carnage in your swing. So the problem with wrist angles is that So first of all, you need to find out what wrist angles you're doing which are wrong and fix them. Yeah, when it says that, just feel the opposite off, just to get rid of it, right? Because the problem you've got with wrist angles is, I'm fairly certain, I mean, I've asked this question quite a few times to different people, but I'm fairly certain that within reason, no good golfer, very good golfer, ever thinks about wrist conditions unless they're trying to shape something or do something different to normal. I never think about wrist conditions unless I'm trying to do something funky. But yeah, if you're doing something which in your wrist angles which are then creating a certain shot shape which is undesirable, changing wrist conditions and working out which ones you need to change, yes, but I wouldn't go down the rabbit hole of going crazy on wrist conditions and critiquing every single thing, because wrist condition is obviously just one part of the swing, and people can, well, they call it paralysis for analysis, don't they? So understanding and having a great understanding of things is brilliant, but you need to be able to absorb it, take it all in, analyze everything as a whole, and then obviously see how that equates to your swing, which is not easy. But yeah, Neil says TSR test, please push up the TSR driver review up the schedule. Which one? 1, 2 or 3? My current driver just got terminally injured. Ooh, we'll need a new driver soon. Titleist is currently on my short list, on my shaft list. Possibly. Okay, I'll make sure I get them prioritized for you, Niels, no problem. Gary Lucas, have you reviewed the Wilson D9 forged irons yet? No, I haven't, because I haven't managed to get hold of the Wilson D9 stuff. Now, obviously, when it comes to my relationships with manufacturers, I have good relationships with quite a few good manufacturers, but my reach has not reached out to them all. Why? Because, well, before I started thinking about doing YouTube more full-time, I was coaching and doing stuff like that full-time, so I could only have a certain amount of time to devote to YouTube, so I just basically did what I did. Now I have decided to branch out into doing part of my business actually being YouTube full-time, which is not necessarily the easiest thing. So thank you very much, obviously, again, to Niels earlier on, who donated 50 Danish kroner, I think they are, yeah, for that. So thank you very much, because very, very nicely and very much so appreciated when it comes to when people do that. It's very kind. But I would love to review the D9 forward irons. I just need to go and reach out to Wilson. Patrick, I have thanks. No problem, Patrick, anytime. Adam Smith, hello, Adam. Can you reduce spin by stiffening shaft, say G4 10 max head and stiffer shaft, as opposed to going to a low spin head, keeping in mind not all can play a low spin driver shaft? Oh, low spin driver, thanks. Well, yes, you can. You can moderately reduce spin. When I say reduce spin moderately by a shaft, I'm talking a matter of maybe 100 RPM. And we are talking about a very small amount, and that purely just comes from, and you might be able to get 200 RPM, but we are now talking about the distinct differences between a super bendy and super stiffy shaft. And so, yeah, you are still going to get the best results from changing your swing to suit a better spin profile delivery, rather than messing around when it comes to shaft, definitely, because it's a fine tune, and it's a fine tune that really only good golfers should ever be looking into doing, because most golfers, let's be honest, their variances are so much bigger than what any kind of shaft difference would give. It's much so down to the individual. But yes is the answer, but moderately. Dave Parry, yes. Dave Parry, yes. What was the question? I do this all the time. So yeah, and if you haven't got a PC, then you are, I mean, it's depending on what software you're going to run, because obviously you have to buy software. If you go GS Pro, which is a couple of $100 or whatever it is, the golf club, excuse me, then you're looking, I mean, okay, GS Pro's a couple of $100, so that's not a lot, but you're still going to need a PC to run it. Simulator, things like this, and this is a screenshot, this is not FSX. The reason why I put a screenshot up of it and not FSX is because I've got a half decent PC by the side of me. When I say a half decent PC on the side of me, anyone who knows, I've got an RTX 3070 graphics card, which is fine. It's not the best. Obviously you've got 3080, 3090, 90 Ti, and then obviously the 4000 series that have just come out, but it's not bad at all. I've got a AMD 5950X, which apart from the new lot of AMD was the fastest thing you can get out there. I've got NVMe drives, which are super fast, and 64 gig of RAM. It's not a bad setup, yeah? Even I am worrying about running FSX Play in the background and then OBS to be able to stream what I'm doing now, because of the workload that it's going to be putting on the PC. This is at the time, this is a rather expensive PC, especially obviously with the 5950X and stuff like that, because you don't just need with the CPU, because you need a monster of a cooler. And I'm not water cooled, I'm air cooled. So, because I don't like water, purely because it's got pumps and stuff like that. If a fan goes down, I've got 2 fans on here, it will keep it going if a fan goes down. If a pump goes down on a water cool, things get hot very, very quickly. Right. Dongy, maybe when it's -10. Oh yeah, what, the hoodie? Yeah. The hoodie would get in my way. A sweet hoodie though. Yeah, I've got one in white. What? Cream? White? Doesn't matter. All that makes me look fat though. Like the colours make me look fat. Richard says, seems like modern pros just hit the ball super high. Past pros hit a shot that starts low, rises sharply. That's the ball. Then drops softly onto target. What's up with that? Different equipment, technique, or what? A little bit of all of that, yeah, but mainly ball. Balata was a much spinnier golf ball, so they actually squeezed the golf. When I say squeezed the golf ball out, it was different anyway. Obviously, nowadays modern technology has got a lower, further back CG, which helps initial launch angle anyway. And so with the better equipment, you need a lower spin profile golf ball, because if not, everything's going to go to the moon. So yes, I can still play a Balata golf ball, and I can hit it in a way that I get nearly the same distance from a Pro V1, because there wasn't a huge jump in say ball speed. When I say a huge jump, I mean there was a jump in ball speed, but there wasn't a massive jump. It wasn't like I hit a Balata golf ball at 150 miles an hour and instantly I got 186 miles an hour from Pro V1. It's not that at all. It is though how it flies through the air, which is different. So yeah. Right, Paul Wilson retracted that one. Neil's out in the studio. A hoodie is fine with the hood down. Just don't bring it to the course. I think I'd get chucked off, possibly. I'm not quite sure. I quite like it. I'm not really a hoodie kind of guy, but then again, remember, obviously, baseball cap, hoodie. I'm down with the kids. Yeah, there you go. I did do that. Right, Turk says, haha, if it's cold and rainy, perfect. Yeah, it's not waterproof though, so yeah. Paul Wilson, happy for hoodies to be worn, but not with the hood up. Yeah, I look like, if I put the hood up, I look like I'm going to mug somebody. I'm just going to rob someone like this. All I need to do is sort of like, you know, put this one right down like this, and then if I just, like, no. There you go, not for me. Mr. Parry says not for me. Class Cruise, hello. Hope you're doing well. The hood obstructs your peripheral vision when putting. Helps focus when using driver though. Yeah, so there's an interesting one when it comes to that. Now, have you ever noticed the many reasons why people look when they putt? And it's, I tell you what, we'll just do that one very, very quickly, because what's the time? I want to be mindful of the time. Because we'll go that way. Yeah, I'll go that way. I just want to be mindful of the time, because I don't want to be here all night, because I've got lots and lots of stuff to do already. So imagine this is a putter. Obviously it's not. It's a P770 7-iron. But yeah, so if we imagine it's a putter, and we're talking about peripheral vision, why people look up. Well, the vast majority of golfers who are swinging right-handed, yeah, putt obviously right-handed, are right dominant. So they are this dominant, which is my right. Everything moves left and right when it comes to obviously, you know, reverse cameras and stuff like that. This is my right hand, and obviously I'm swinging this way, which means that is right. Now, when you're putting, normal right-hand dominant people are right-eyed dominant also. The problem is right-eye dominant, you've got your bridge of your nose. So as soon as you hit with the right-eye dominant, you get to a point where you hit and that ball goes past your bridge of your nose, instantly your brain goes, where's it gone? Where's it gone? And then people look up. Obviously it's the timing of that and stuff like that. Now, I'm quite fortunate because I am left-handed, yeah? This is my left hand. Obviously I play this way, yeah? Because I putt right-handed, but my dominant eye is left, when I putt, it never actually leaves my peripheral vision, ever. I can still see it, no problem whatsoever. I don't have to go, whoa, where's it gone? So I don't suffer from that because I am left eye dominant and I'm left-handed. I just play right-handed. There you go. Oh. Well, we've got a few. We have a few. We have a few. Let's go. Oh, wrong button, wrong button. There we go. Right, glass screws, light blinkers on horse. Yeah, when it comes to that. J Smith saying, another J Smith. See, we got loads of J Smiths. Just me and one in Nova Scotia. Just got fit for Apex 21. Black smoke irons, 1/2 inch shorter and 1 degree flat R. Elevate 95 stiff shaft. Had ping 210s. Wanted other nice irons, but this one was the best performing one. Good. As long as your fit was good and you're happy with what you've got and it works better, winner. Shaftoid question. Dave is asking a shaftoid question. Right, bear with. Strap in, guys. We are going for a shaftoid question. Is there a common miss if an iron shaft is too heavy for you? Yes. So for me, no. Doesn't matter for me. Or are we talking for everybody? Okay, for me, no. For everybody, yes. Generally speaking, when a shaft is way too heavy, you would get potentially a block out to the right, or at least an inability to release the golf club. That's not to say that that's going to happen all the time, because we are talking about human beings, and human beings do wacko things. And so when it comes to a generalization, I can make that generalization, but also be aware and make everyone aware that that could also be the opposite, although the generalized thing would be the fact that potentially it would be possibly a late delivery, face open, that kind of idea. Richard Bicker says, I'm on the waiting list for a set of Adam Scott Muir irons. Good thing the order book was full. Required non-refundable 500 deposit. Waiting list was free. Well, I like my, obviously you can see up the top there, I've got my display case and stuff like that. I'll tell you what, I'll move back over here. I don't want to go on that. Okay, full version me. That's what we want. Just, right. Full version me. Don Geek says, Richard Bicker, wow, hope you get a set, not jealous. Yeah, everyone's going to get onto now Rich for being rich and being able to afford these ridiculously expensive but good irons. They are, very much so. I can't afford them, $3,750, but at least I can dream. Well, there you go. We all dream. Although it does happen from time to time. I really like those copper ones when they first came out. And now, again, in my little display case, I have my copper set, finally. So yeah, good things come to those who, well, wait. I tell my boy, Cameron, what good boys get. He goes, good things, Daddy. It's true, they do. Bad boys get bad, or things taken away, to be fair, but you know. And also when I say, what do daddies do? He says, fix things. It's true. The amount of things you break from time to time and have broken in the past, I've had plenty of practice. Right, Mark Dennis says, putters are one, if not the most important club. Yeah, why is it so difficult to get fitted for putters, do you think? Why is it so difficult? Because they're boring. No, okay, they are boring. YouTube drink time. Sorry. I've got a little YouTube cough and a little YouTube cold, which means I need a drink constantly. If not, I will just cough and splat. So they're boring. Why? Because what do everyone do? They go down the driving range. The first thing they do is get their driver out and go smack the living daylights out of a driver. People want to physically hit something. A lot of people don't. They don't gain a relationship with their putter like they do with their other golf clubs, because it's not so sexy to go on the putting green and just hit putts for 2 hours. But you can go down the driving range and beat the living out of some balls because it's fun. Well, you use your putter more than anything else. Well, I hope you do. If you're using your driver more than your putter, whew, that's a big score happening. But yeah, there are places that do it, and much so when it comes to a putter fitting. Putter fitting is important, yes it is, but you've also, with it comes to a putter, because it's so unique and so dependent on the individual, making sure that you've got the fitter, yeah, this is the important thing, the fitter knows and is a very, very good putting coach as well. I don't think I would go to anybody that is just a fitter for putters. I would go to somewhere where obviously supplies golf putters, absolutely, but is a really good coach on putting as well, because then that golf coach stroke fitter has got the blend, has got the balance between does this person really need a new putter? Is it the one that he's got there absolutely bad, pure and poorly fitted to his stroke? Or is it his stroke that I need to work on the stroke? Okay, let's reassess the putter, where are you, and see if you got, so it's a multifaceted thing, but yeah. Rich says, be sure to try shoes with BOA lacing system. You never go back to standard laced. Oh, you are right. Rich, you are absolutely spot on. I cannot tell you how blooming right you are, right? So I went years ago, okay, years ago, let's face it, years ago when we were younger, we had Velcro. That were great, weren't they? Then we had, yeah, then we had to do shoelaces, boring things. But no, we've got these things now, right? These things are great. BOA! And why are they great? Because they're lazy. You just basically pop your feet in there, and obviously you have your pull, and you pull it out, yeah, which means then you can open it up, get your feet in, like that, press it down, and then you just turn it. And it gets tighter and tighter and tighter until you lose all sensation in your feet, because you, like, yeah, no, you don't do that tight, but you know what I mean. And these are brilliant, and I've had BOA for ages now, and I don't think I would go back, because these things are ridiculously, just, it's the way forward. I even was thinking about my father-in-law. Obviously, as you get older, you find it a bit more difficult to bend down and stuff like that. So having something like this, quick and easy, is, well, obviously maybe not a golf shoe, but you know what I mean? It's just, yeah, a brilliant, brilliant idea. I'll put it there so people can see the BOA. Right, where are we? Glass grooves. Oh, thank you very much. You've just you donated a little bit earlier on. Sorry, I'm a bit late. $1.49 to me. Thank you very, very much. I really do appreciate that. And I've got a picture of a hot dog. Thank you very, very kindly. Jason Smith has retracted the message. I didn't read it fast enough. Sorry. Niels has popped up saying that eye dominant thing was given me an AHA moment. AHA. On why it might be that my putting is the strongest part of my game. I'm right-handed but very left eye dominant. AHA, go on. AHA, what does that stand for? I can't think of it, sorry. But yes, absolutely right. When it comes to, Mark Dennis has just said, have you ever used top tracer? If you have, how accurate are the numbers such as ball speed, launch angle, blah, 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 that's quad, want to get my, no, don't use top tracer. It's fun, that's all I'm saying. Jason Spencer, my son who's my size and is 14, what the heck do you feed him on? Can you put his feet in fertilizer every night? He's 14, he's the same size as you already. Cool, kids grow quick, yeah, they do, don't they? Should I put the stiff shafts out? Should I pull the stiff shafts out and put a regular iron shaft? What are your thoughts would be his miss? Don't know what his miss would be. However, if you were to go somewhere that has a swing DNA, Mizuno swing DNA, so don't actually, just be honest with them. Say, look, I'll be honest, I'm not sure if I'm going to buy anything or not, but my son is looking into this. I just need to check what his bend profile requirements are, and obviously we need to take into account that he's getting, obviously he's growing quick and he's getting stronger, so make sure that he's at the bottom part of the banding when it comes to whatever bend profile requires, and as obviously as the year, moment, enlightenment, okay, okay, yeah, sorry, I just read that one. I'm so stupid sometimes. Yeah, so if you just have that conversation with them, and then obviously go bottom part of the banding, and so yeah, you can always go up a flex or slightly when it comes to understanding what it's going to require as he grows as well, like that, because you don't want to be popping shafts in and out. But that's what I would do. So make the decision that way. Don't rely on anyone's opinion. Don't rely even on my years of experience doing it. Ignore it. You need to measure it. Obviously, I know a lot about certain parts. I'm fairly ignorant in other things, especially like AHA and stuff like that, as quite demonstrated earlier. But don't even take what I'm saying. You need to get bend profile tested. Absolutely, you do. Or your son does. So the Vapor says, I always line up my shots with my dominant eye and close the other one. Can do. There is a distinct depth perception that you get with two eyes, and that can change perceived start lines and stuff like that. But if it works for you, absolutely keep doing it. Lloyd, have you been watching Live Golf? No, I don't watch any golf really. I'm so busy, I don't get a chance to watch golf. I'm a PGA Tour guy, but I generally think some aspects of Live are good for growing the game. I honestly do as well. I think if we keep on having the conversation and the news is going, it stays there, it just keeps everything in the news, and it keeps the game of golf current, which is important. Adam Smith says, so I can't play a low spin driver. And look to reduce spin, but still have an ascending attack, but hit 15-degree launch angle. So you say to work on swing rather than searching for shaft and low spin head. Yeah, so if you're 15 degrees is not an issue. 15 degrees, as long as you've got no low enough spin profile, 15 degrees launch is not a problem whatsoever. If you've got too much spin, it's more so how much loft you're delivering, depending on how much ascending attack. If you've got like a 1.5 degree ascending attack or hitting up at it, well, that's not a lot if you're delivering loads of loft. So, and if you're striking it lower on the face, that will also launch it slightly lower, comparable to the amount of loft you're delivering, and also gear the golf ball with extra spin as well. So yeah, one to think about. Don says, my fittest ALS, oh, not another one, said that I was 10 kilometers, 6 miles an hour faster. Yeah, 6.2 miles an hour, I think it is, yeah, faster with a 6 iron. After 3 years, I think that also was the reason to go to a heavier shaft. Okay. Yeah, I mean, as long as it fits, Don, it's absolutely great. You enjoyed the experience and you got exactly what you wanted and it's fit correctly. Just good, that's fine, yeah, no worries whatsoever. The Vapors say, heel shafted blade fits me. Always thought I liked plumber neck blade. Yes, again, different models of part have different, obviously, shaft, part where obviously center shaft, or you have like swan neck or goose neck, what they want to call it, and there's so many different ones, and it can make a huge difference to how you perceive target. Just with target lines, how many targets, like marks, lines, stripes, or whatever it's got? None. Bigger ones, fatter ones, thinner ones, whatever it be. There's so many different ways that it changes your mind's eye perception of where target is. GolfNut said, just ordered some Echo Biome C4 golf shoes to add to my collection. First pair of Echoes for me, hope they are comfy, wish I could control my addiction. Then in that sake, don't bother, absolutely don't bother whatsoever wearing them, just stick them up on a wall. And you won't have to worry about it, you can just buy the next set then. And they will say they're brilliant. How are BOA laces for wear and tear? Does the dial break easily? No. So I've got a pair of golf shoes on there now, which I really shouldn't be filming in, I'll be honest, because 2 reasons. 1, I forgot, and 2, oh man, I've been busy, Dan, I can't be bothered. But I'll show you them anyway, right? I'll have to move my chair back in, right? These things, as you can see, they're old. Yeah, I clean them as best I can do, but they're old, right? And put the chair back so I get the focus point, make sure I don't go back and not be in focus. But they're fine. From what I understand also, and I need to probably get this right, that BOA always used to be a lifetime warranty. So if you break the BOA, they replace it. I think the string, I'm not quite sure about the outside bit through misuse. If it breaks without no signs of misuse, then I think it is a free replacement. But don't hold me to that. That's what I did hear not so long ago. But yeah, Mark Dennis says, my birthday next week. Happy birthday, Mark, for next week. 21 again? I've been 21 for years. And I have a pair of Code Chaos, a boa coming. Good boys get good things. Good boys do get good things. Rich says, never had lace, they're mental wires. Break or ratchet fail over 20 years. They're metal wires. Oh dear. The vapes aha moment and lightning moment, yes, that's my aha. So as in, yeah. Oh my god, yeah, I'm terrible. Spike frugal fix a golf, aha, ha, ha. Yeah, I know. Oh dear. Golf hats, thanks Richard, going to try. I may try a pair now. Don Geek saying, bows don't wear really, the dials are replaceable. I've never broke one. And bear in mind, I've done some weird, not with these ones, these are new ones for just up on there, for sort of C2, well, say new ones. I rotate them, so I'll use them for my hitting shots and stuff like that, and then I'll just put them back up on the rack and stuff like that. But yeah, I've never broken a boa. I've never broke one of these. But I've never also broken the laces either. But there you go. I'm not saying that no one else has been able to, but I've never personally done it. There you go, the boa. Bum, bum, bum. Right, next one. Richard says, where can one go to get good basic info on wedge bounce and grind for a 10 handicapper? Well, that's an interesting question. So, Rich, bounce and grind. Now, bounce is more important than grind initially. But then if it depends on how good you are, then you have this conversation about grinds, etc. Now grinds are there much more for the relief of understanding of how to play your short game shots, and if you have an individual that requires, say, heel or toe grinding, or even back grinding, depending on, obviously you can have the difference between a wide sole and a smaller sole. You can have the same amount of bounce angle on one, say 10 degrees, but the one with the wider sole is going to play much more bouncy than the one without the wider sole, the thinner sole. So the bounce number is just one of them, but obviously I won't go into you kind of get the idea. Now, when it comes to relief, like X grinds and stuff like that, toe in heel, aggressive toe in heel grinds, that's very much so for like the top echelon of short game player that can utilize different handle positions, etc., to maximize what they get. I wouldn't necessarily say that going to a normal amateur golfer and getting them really going down the grinds route is advantageous. I would more so look at the individual's bounce when it comes to a fitting. I would say initially when it comes to especially their gap wedge and stuff like that, I'd be looking at marrying in that with whatever bounce they have with their normal irons. When it comes to a sand wedge of say a 54 or whatever it be, 55, and then their 58 or 60 when it comes to a lob wedge, depending if they've got the ability to have multiple wedges, which most people don't, I would look at trying to get some versatility within their wedge game. So they have a 54 degree, 55 degree with loads and loads of bounce, and then a lob wedge with less bounce. Why? Because all we play always in different types of sand, fluffy sand and thin skinny sand. There's hardly any sand whatsoever, it's just subsurface. You can get different shots and use different shots and different golf clubs, or different the 54 and the 60, or 55 and the 60 or 58, to get different results. So let's say this one very, very quickly. You've got a situation where you've got loads and loads and loads of sand, like so much sand it's ridiculous. You're putting your feet in, you're still sinking, loads of sand. So you need as much bounce as you can. You go get your 54, 55 degree sandwich, which has got lots of bounce, which is preset to lots and lots of bounce. Open the face up to make it now a 70 degree wedge, not 54, 55 degree, but that adds more bounce. So you can have that really fluffy, puffy, loads of sand, and you can get through it and not dig the golf club in. Conversely, you go to the next bunker with no sand in it whatsoever. So as soon as you get your feet in there, you start moving your feet and you're down to subsurface straight away. The last thing you need in that situation is bounce, because you've got no sand to play with. So you go get your 60, which has got hasn't got a lot of bounce on it to start with. You hit your normal shot with that. Or if you want to add a fraction more to make it a 65, you can do without messing up the bounce too much or making the situation worse. So that's why I try and do wedge fittings like a little bit like that, just to try and get some versatility within the golfer's wedges. If you're talking about a specific type of thing, then yeah, I mean, generally speaking, for the higher end golfers, like proper high end golfer. Don Geek at Rich Bicker, I think Jay, winky face. Yeah. Mark Boundy, older golfer with a few body issues. I've got body issues. When I wake up and I'm like, oh, I need to stretch. Always played stiff iron shafts, worth trying graphite shafts my irons. Well, graphite from stiff steel to graphite is quite a big jump. So again, Mark, what I would do, as I always say to every single person when it comes to a situation like this, don't listen to anybody with their own opinion. Get physically measured, and you can get physically measured nowadays. You don't have to go to someone and they basically just bump a car fit you, where they just try and find as many different types of shaft and see which one you get on with. We have this thing called Swing DNA. Swing DNA is a wonderful tool. It is a bend profile measuring device, and it physically measures how you offend the shaft. It measures so many different things, one of which is what bend profile you require, and then you match that to exactly the right shaft. There is no messing around anymore. There is no question marks. There is no like that. It's measured and it gives unbiased, completely open information. And I would definitely use the Swing DNA regardless of what manufacturer I would ever fit for. There you go. The Vapor says moment, yes. Niels, regarding boa durability, I have some old FootJoys with boa on the heel. They have seen all kinds of accidents, hits, dings, and still hold up, no worries at all on boa. And yes, the heel locations are horrendous. Why? Because the amount of times that I have found when it comes to the same thing, that when you go up against something, you put your heel up against something and then you move away, it gets trapped, say, underneath chair legs and, you know, like on wheelie chairs, and you can actually get up and actually flick your wheelie chair off or get it stuck underneath the table, feet and stuff like that. There's so many, and those heel positions are ridiculous for those. And yes, from Neil saying, he hasn't even broken them, so they are pretty good. Don says, I broke a dial on my MTB shoes after a hit on a tree stump. What, did you get your foot, you took your foot off and then go get it smacked against a tree? Well, probably would break then, but no. To be fair, Don, there is possibilities everywhere that they could break. Just the fact that I haven't broken one ever and Niels hasn't broken one ever, it doesn't mean that it won't break. It's like with any one of those things, it's sort of, you can crash your car in the wrong way, it bumps up against something and your airbags pop in your face and you think, well, that was 3 miles an hour or less. It's just luck of the draw, unfortunately. Right, Richard saying, gotta go, thanks all, no problem. Richard, thank you very, very much for popping on. Richard also saying, great answer on bounce and grind, thanks, no problem whatsoever. Thank you very much for, because I need to go as well anyway. Neil say, and the things with boa is that you keep the tension as you set them. Yes, they do. That's once they're set, they are set. The only thing I would say is that make sure that when you set them, if you just put them on like this and they're really gappy, yeah? When I say really gappy, not just here, but here as well, like that, yeah? But when you tighten them up and they turn, if they don't always tighten here, they tighten up here a little bit first, just move your feet like that a little bit, that equalizes the strings, and then you just give it another tweak and then your job done. Yeah, so you can see there, look, that's tightened up there, but it hasn't tightened up here. If you were to go there and equalize by just getting your feet and just doing that, it equalizes the strain on all of them and you can give it another done. There you go, that's the advantages of boa. The Vapors, Max Homer, Masters Champ 21, lock it in, or Max Homer, Charles, Masters Champ 21. Don't bet, I'll be honest, not really a betting person. But he's got it in there. Vapors has put his idea in straight away. He knows who's going to win. Next Monday, we'll see if you were right or not. Mark Dennis, do you think the landscape of pro golf will change if a live player were to win the Masters? Would that make the live tour more valid in people's eyes? No. People have got their ideas. In some essence, in some way, it would possibly push it further the other way. Just the way it goes. I think the fact that it's just, I think it would be really good if a live golfer won, if say Cameron Smith won, which is my son's name, so kind of come on Cam, yeah, I'd want it to, it'd be great because obviously it would keep the, Arnold, Forrest Jenkins had just donated $5 for the Arnold Palmer Fund, the one that I haven't done yet. No, is it that? half tea, half lemonade, and a V, and a special V, but I'm still don't know what tea. I've got Earl Grey. Is it make it cold, make it warm? What? I think I need, so no, so Forrest, as yet what you need to do, you need to send me instructions, like an idiot's guide on email, so I don't poison myself. Don Geek say, hit my BOA shoe during a mountain bike ride. Yeah, pretty certain these things aren't designed for going mountaineering in, especially at speeds on a mountain bike. These are golf shoes, and yeah, they are really good. I mean, BOAs are brilliant, but I mean, I suppose they are limits to everything. A tree stump was one of them. Golf fan, he just donated $5.50. He's just beaten Forrest by 50 cents. All right, guys, come on. Or is it we're not doing it because of the fact that there's an exchange rate difference between them? That's it. Make it cold. Oh, cold tea. Does it diffuse then properly? So obviously, warm tea it will diffuse, or do you just let it go cold, or do you actually put? Do you just put tea in the lemonade? Just a tea bag in the lemonade? I don't know. There you go. So. Yeah, right, so today's not supposed to be a long one. It was just literally just to say, 5 US is like 100 Canadian. So we're having a little bit of a, between US and Canadian. I don't know why there is a little bit of a differential between everything. Not entirely certain, being honest, but there is. They have BOAs on mountain bike shoes. Do they? Why? I suppose why do they put BOAs on golf shoes? Because they're blooming good. And on road bike shoes. There you go. Excuse me. I have your tea here to ship. Need address for your Arnold Palmer drink. Spike, just send me a email or a Instagram, and then I will pop it in there for you. That'd be so funny. That'd be good. And I do know what, when it comes through, I will have my YTD on air. Yeah, my YouTube drink. We'll talk about YouTube drink time. Wild Berry Blast, apparently. There you go. But yeah, because you can tighten, so Don says because you can tighten or loosen them on the go without stopping. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, so obviously if you had laces, you'd have to stop, where these obviously you can pop them and then at will. They're very, very good. I mean, I'm never going to go back. So to a point of where it's this. Now, this is how sad it's got now, because I'm so addicted to the blooming, I did send the email. Oh, balls, did I? Did you send it and I haven't seen it? Oh, sorry, Spike. I have been so busy. These last 2 weeks, I have been so busy. And if that is the case, then I do apologise. I really do. I am so busy. Was it to the AskGolfNut one? Oh, I need to have a look. I'm terrible because I'm so busy. I've got other ones that I need to do as well anyway, and yeah, just that I've had so much to do. I'll have a look. I will. It's not. No, I'll have to have a look. Okay. Lee, give me some time. I'll see if I can find. I can't find it now. Oh, what have I done with it? I can't remember now. We're talking a long time ago. I don't know. It doesn't matter. We'll find out in a little bit. That's fine. That's no problem. Send again in a bit. Yeah, good. Thank you very much. Because oh yeah, I'm terrible. The Arnold Palmer tea. So Spike's and the Arnold Palmer tea and lemonade in cans ready to go. That would be really. So I will have one of those. And apparently, I think, who was saying it before? Was it the fact that Forrest was saying it as well? Mostly 2 BOAs per shoe, better for distribution of tightness. That's not a correct English word. Tightness. Wow. On the bottom of a big one, on the bottom of a big one, I sent. Okay. So when it comes to what was that? The Arnold Palmer, is that the one then? Because I think Forrest was saying that then you could possibly put another drink that starts with the letter V. and has a bit of a punch to it that makes it into a John Daly, I think it was, if my memory serves. Which is hilarious. Right, so I've got to go because it's now 9:30. It's an hour and a half. It's long enough. What I will continue to, I will be here next week on Monday as always, and so by then I will have some more. I need to do a load of filming, and so at the moment I've got I haven't done anything whatsoever. So I need to get the filming back on again, and obviously do all the editing that goes with that and stuff like that. So hopefully there'll be a video in the next few days, and then obviously like one every other day after that also, depending on how fast my editing skills are still, which they are. Obviously there's plenty of editing to do. GolfNut saying cheers mate, and be well. You too, and thank you very, very much for joining in. It is very much appreciated, very much so is. I will literally just give, if I can, yes, I just want to sort of give a shout out to the people that have very, very kindly donated tonight. I always do this, but it's true. It's a very, very kind thing that you do. I'll tell you what we'll do. I'll do a little wardrobe change very, very quickly. I'll go over here and I'll take this off so you can actually see. I can get another one when it comes to what people think of the next one. So SS23 is now in full form. There you go. There you go. You can see a little bit one of those. It's got stripy bits to it. Interesting. That is going to play havoc with the camera. Better. There you go. Yeah. It's much more me-like. No hood, and it's just collar. That's how it should be only. So, right, so I want to, Don Geek agrees, better. I just want to say thank you very, very much to Niels, who's very, very kindly donated 50 Danish kroner to assist in the scissoring off of the hoodie's hood. Class Screws donated $1.49 or $1 Canadian $1.49, whatever that is, and very kindly gave me a hot dog. And then Forrest Jenkins $5 for the Arnold Palmer Fund, of which that'd be good. And Golf Addicts $5.50 in the Canadian version, more for the Arnold Palmer Fund. Right, so there will be a point, I want to say this. 5 weeks time, I think, and counting, that on the Monday I will not be on. Why will I not be on? Because that will be the first day of my honeymoon. Yes, I am finally having my honeymoon. It's been a while. Normally you have a honeymoon directly after getting married, but unfortunately after getting married last year, being so busy with everything, it's had to wait a little bit. So we are now at a point of where we are actually going away in 5 weeks time, today. Is it 5 weeks to the day? I think it's 5 weeks to the day. So I won't be on. So I have a decision. Either go and do one, no, I don't know. I might do one beforehand or on Sunday. I don't really want to do it on the Sunday because obviously it clashes with the golf possibly and stuff like that, and obviously affects viewership. But yeah, we'll see. Excuse me, YouTube Windy Pops. But yeah, so Spike, so later off to the sim for a play on Augusta Par 3. Mr. Mumble says, how mad will the missus be if you do a live on your honeymoon? Well, the problem is my phone. It would be hilarious if I did. And do you know what? For a bit of fun, something and giggles, what I might do is for a bit of fun, because the problem is my phone I got down here, some reason the front camera has decided to die, which is great fun when you're doing like video calls and stuff like that, so it's a bit of a pain. But do you know what? I might do one for a bit of fun. Obviously it's not going to be here, and it will literally just be me on holiday in Morocco, but that is it. But it will be a bit of fun, possibly, I don't know. It might be a little bit of fun to do. So, right, thank you very, very much for everyone that they donated. It means very, very It means a lot. It does. It means a lot to me that people do that. And then hopefully by the time I get back, I need to sit and do the membership side of things, because people keep on requesting memberships, which is fine. Don't mind whatsoever. I'm quite happy to do memberships. Just trying to obviously get the amounts set right, and yeah. But right, so unless anyone has got anything else that they want to add, ask, or anything else, I will then depart for the day. I think the top has gone down much better than the actual hoodie, which I actually quite like the hoodie. It's gone, yeah. So thank you very much, guys. I appreciate it. Everyone saying goodbye to everybody, laters and stuff like that. And then I will see everybody next Monday. More time, more having a bit of fun. Thank you very much for joining in, everyone. And then we'll catch everybody soon. Now, which is the quickest way that I can end the stream? Is it by clicking that button or clicking the other button? Let's go click the other button on OBS and see if it goes quicker. Ready? So I'm going to stop. Ready? Forrest Jenkins says thanks. Thanks, Forrest. Appreciate it. I do. And see you next week. Well, not see you, but talk to you next week. You know what I mean? Yeah. So streaming, stopping in 3, 2,